Coming up on Mountain News this morning, police may not only be carrying handcuffs now, but also stuffed animals whenever they are needed. And health officials look back on what they learned from the pandemic, both wrong and right.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 6:33 on Thursday, June 22nd. Now let's check in with Brandon Robinson for a look at your forecast this morning. Now, if you're waking up with us, maybe grab a warm cup of coffee. If you're headed out the door, don't forget an umbrella or a raincoat. It's never a bad idea.
Exactly. You may need it. You may not need it right now, but you may need it later today. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go deeper into the future. So again, looks like our best chances for rain will pick up this afternoon. It's kind of odd because we have low pressure circulating well away from us off of the eastern seaboard this morning, but it's throwing moisture back at us. Let's take a look, see what's going on satellite radar. You can kind of see where it's coming from. It's coming from west to east this morning. Now, some of those counties in the south, maybe some sprinkles or light showers down toward I-75, southeast Kentucky, southern Kentucky out toward Lake Cumberland. So just kind of keep that in mind as we travel through the morning hours. Overcast skies outside the WYMT studios here in Hazard, 59 here in town. Temperatures generally running in the mid to upper 50s to low 60s out there across the region. 54 Wise, 63 Monticello and Harlan this morning. Next few hours, they're going to go up, but not a lot. Rain chances are also going to go up too. 72 a daytime high this afternoon if we're lucky. Overcast skies for the most part. You could see a few peaks of sunshine early, but that will take over as the rain chances move in a little bit later today. Olivia?
All right. Thank you, Brandon. We now know the funeral arrangements for a Prestonsburg woman who was found dead in Floyd County Sunday. Amber Spradlin's visitation will begin at 5 p.m. today and will continue throughout the day on Friday at Hall Funeral Home in Martin. Her funeral will be on Saturday at 1 p.m. Also at Hall Funeral Home, Spradlin was 38 years old. Kentucky State Police need your help finding a wanted man. 31-year-old James Blackburn is wanted for strangulation, assault, and tampering with a prisoner monitor device. State police say he is 6'2" and has blue eyes. If you have any information about where Blackburn might be, you were asked to call KSP's Pikeville Post at 606-433-7711. A partnership in Prestonsburg is working to connect with kids during a crisis and keep the memory of the county's fallen deputies on the front line. WYMT's Buddy Forbes has more about an outreach program at the Floyd County Sheriff's Office.
A plushy program meant to soften the hardest times.
Just to give them something maybe for us to form a relationship with the children while we're there in bad situations.
The Floyd County Sheriff's Office is working with Mountain Comprehensive Care Center to provide stuffed comfort animals when answering calls that may put kids in a tense or terrifying situation.
The kids love them. I mean, it's when they're in bad situations, it doesn't make it all better, but it lets them know that we're there for them also.
Using the opportunity to honor the county's fallen deputies.
Okay, so this one has Drago on it. It's this one's in honor of K9 Drago that we lost last June, and this one we named it Little Bear, and on the front it has, of course, it has our logo, the Floyd County Sheriff's Office, and 212 represents Deputy Oliver Little. 214 was the badge number of Deputy William Petrie.
The project began when the office lost Deputy Oliver Little to COVID-19 and was still in development when Deputy William Petrie and K9 Drago were killed in the Allen ambush.
So it's kind of special to us when we get to give these two children, we get to tell them a story about Drago or a story about Oliver and a story about Petrie.
Now the cuddly creatures come with stories of the heroes who came before.
Oliver and Petrie both were really good with kids. I mean, I saw both of them get on the floor to talk to kids before just so they could gain those kids' trust.
Allowing them to continue comforting their community even after their deaths.
And I think that the kids, especially the children that I've been involved with, that I've been able to give them to, and you tell them a little story, it means more to even the child at that time because they realize how important it is to us.
In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
The department hopes the stuffed animals will keep the memory of its fallen officers alive for the younger generation. The one-year anniversary of the Allen ambush is next Friday, June 30th. State health leaders went before legislators to discuss the end of the federal COVID-19 emergency. As federal support for COVID winds down, health officials are looking into what lessons they have learned from the global emergency and what could help when the next crisis hits. Since the end of the pandemic, Kentucky has taken significant strides to modernize public health. Leaders say even with the emergency ending, work on the COVID-19 virus will continue for a long time.
We're going to be studying this for 20, 30 years. There were good decisions made, there were bad decisions made.
A few federal grants have been extended to last until the summer of 2024. Those will go towards supporting things like health equity and disaster preparedness. A Lexington man went viral on TikTok after he commentated his mom's yard sale. The yard sale was during the weekend in Mount Sterling. The video has more than 1.8 million views. Will Hayden talked with our sister station WKYT about his overnight claim to fame.
Y'all, there's a yard sale going on in my parents' house, and I've been asked to leave.
Bless their hearts, it's a good old Southern yard sale, so they had stuck 2 cardboard little signs on a telephone pole, and that was the only advertising they did. So I thought it would be helpful to Mom for me to go live on her Facebook page.
Well, good morning to all of Mom's friends on Facebook. This is Will Hayden.
It was like half-used bottles of Bed and Bath and Beyond spray, and
We have all kinds of sprays, so if you're not smelling good, come on down.
toilet rolls and crusty pans.
We also have some cake pans, and you know what they say about, if some of the crusties are left on the bottom? It just tastes better, doesn't it? There's just something about tasting. There's just something about tasting cakes from 1960.
And just crazy stuff that I thought, yeah, the people need to know about this. This is some hot stuff.
If you're getting married in the 90s. I'm gonna pass out.
People across this nation are wondering what's going to happen with this wedding topper, and I'm here to provide answers for them. The yard sale was the talk of the town that day. I don't want to brag about money, but we made over $200. And so they are going to have a real nice dinner somewhere. None of my TikTok videos had amassed more than 1,000 views. And this one took off for some reason, and it hasn't stopped. I think people were tickled by the commentary. I think they recognized their own yard sales in this yard sale. There's something about a Southern yard sale that's just inherently hilarious. The best part of this whole thing is to think that some stranger got 30 seconds of joy from this little yard sale that happened in Mount Sterling.
Hayden says what they didn't sell went to Goodwill. That includes the wedding topper. Hayden says he went to Goodwill and bought the wedding topper to have for himself and keep it in the family. He says he will keep TikTok updated.
.641, and listen, he's right. The cake is still in the pan. That's just adding the flavor to it there. That was a funny story. All right, let's see what's going on across our region today. I-75 northbound. We were looking at southbound a little earlier. This might be southbound. I got them confused a little bit earlier. That's okay. But we're looking again at Mount Vernon there in Rockcastle County. We're looking at some decent conditions this morning. Temperatures in the 50s and 60s as you head out the door. We're going to see our warm spots in Harlan and in Monticello at 63. Wise over in Southwest Virginia at 54. Your out the door forecast. Again, you may not need the rain gear this morning. Take it with you for later today because you're going to need it at some point. Temperatures climb into the low 70s. I think we're mainly overcast. I'm not going to rule out some peaks of sunshine, especially early. But again, that system off to our east there on the east coast pushing rain back toward us as it's stalled out there. Low pressure pushing it forward. And we're going to see some heavy rain possible this afternoon. Olivia?
Thank you, Brandon, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:42. Still to come on Mountain News this morning. The PGA and LIV Golf merger is being questioned by a congressional committee about its legitimacy. We'll have the reason why when we come back.